Hello everyone and welcome back to Tober. Today we pumpkinin it up. We are our own little pumpkin spice latte over here. You know what I'm saying? We sassy as hell. Actually, I am recreating a look that I did a couple years ago, but I'm adding something new. I added a little bit of sculpture in. I created my own stem, painted it and everything, and I'm going to walk you guys through everything. While I was kind of like painting this, I was like, dude, what if something was like living inside of me? Like, what if there was like a little creature living in this pumpkin? So I decided to do little eyes. This is like the cutest thing ever. This is adorable. I just have like some fake moss around it. It's adorable. I love it. But yeah, this is our cutie little pumpkin day. It's chaos. I spilled Prozade everywhere. My entire desk right now is a mess. My hands are very, very sticky. So I have to actually go clean up that mess. But while I go do that, please keep watching if you want to find out how to do this cutesy little body painting. Thank you guys all so much for being here so far. We are almost done with Tober, and I don't know what I'm gonna do after this. What is my life? I love you all so much. Stay tuned. Bye guys. All right, everyone, let's hop right on in because this one is a doozy. Okay, it's a doozy. So I started out with just a brown eyeliner. I always start out by drawing on where I'm going to paint all of my face paintings. Like my body paints, everything is drawn out first. It's just so much easier to do it that way. So I like to use my Makeup Forever brown eyeliner. It's kind of like a lighter brown and it just kind of blends right into the skin once I start putting makeup or like body paint over top of it. Of course, I'm using my Mehron Paradise paints. I have two of these palettes from Mehron. I actually have my original one from makeup school like over 10 years ago, and I can't throw it out. And of course, we all make mistakes. I painted in the black portion of the face painting area with orange. So I just got a little confused with the lines, but that happens. These are water activated paints. That's why I love working with them so much. So the cleanup is really easy. And honestly, you can fix any mistakes really easily. After I got that orange on, since it is water activated, it is going to dry pretty easily and very quickly. And I like to go back in and just kind of mark where those lines on a pumpkin are, like where the divots are. So that's what I did. And I started kind of painting the lines brown with brown face paint, but I decided not to do that. So I was like, you know what? I changed my mind. You're allowed to change your mind whenever you want to. So I was like, you know what? No. So I went back in with the black paint and painted where it started to kind of like rot away and it kind of looked like a weird jack-o'-lantern looking thing. And of course, we're using our P. Louise 1111 palette, and I like to always go in with the lighter shades first. So I went in with a lighter kind of like peachy orange for the highlights. Again, I like using light colors first, because that way if I go in with a dark shade too soon, it's very hard to remove any dark shades. So always start out lighter and then you can go in and add depth later on. That's just how I, in my head, do these things. So I went in with the lighter shade, then I started going in with kind of like medium shades in the divots of the pumpkin with like an orangey mixed with red to kind of start giving that shadow and depth effect. And then I went in with a darker brown, and that is going to add even more depth. Any shadow will do here, any brown shadow. I don't really like to use black because nothing is truly black in a shadow. It's always like a deeper shade of whatever the original shade is. So like I wanted to kind of give that more darker orange or like darker reddish orange. So I went in with brown and just started adding depth. And this was the longest portion of this process because you really have to go in and blend all of these shades together. But the good thing is that the Mehron water activated paints, they're super easy to blend over top of. And then I just went in and cleaned in with some micellar water and a Q-tip to just kind of sharpen the lines out a little bit. And then went back in with a little bit more depth, and it's really just going to be this back and forth between going in, adding a little bit more, maybe taking it away, cleaning it up, going back in, adding a little bit more. I mean, just get creative with this entire process. That's what it's pretty much all about. Then in the middle of everything, I decided to go in and create this like little creature that was living inside the pumpkin. And I tried to go over water activated paints with water activated paints. And of course they just started mixing together. So I removed the two little circles with some micellar water from Bioderma and then painted over the eyes with yellow, let them set really good and dry. And then while that was drying, I drew on where I wanted my stem to go. I completely forgot to record how I created this stem, but I will be showing you in other videos
videos how to create these like moldable plastic things, and I definitely forgot to record this one, so I do apologize for that. And as I was trying to put the stem on, of course, this is where I dropped all of my Pros-Aid everywhere, because life just, you know what? When it rains, it pours, y'all, okay? My pencil was stuck to me. The moss that I ended up using was stuck to me. I at that point, I almost gave up at this point, okay? I'm like, really? What is happening? What is happening? This is actually my life. Nothing in my life is easy. Okay, I'm just saying. But you know, we carry on. Keep calm and carry on. So once the Pros-Aid always dries clear, which I've said probably about 1,000,000 times during Slaytober, you are going to then press everything on. You want it to be invisible first. As I was holding on the stem, because obviously it was a little heavy since it was basically just straight plastic, I decided to just reset and paint and finish up those little eyeballs, and then still wanted some kind of like bloody looking weirdness to it. So I took one of my bristle brushes that I have. I always cut them down, and then just kind of splattered on some red water activated paint. And then added a little bit more depth with the eyeshadow, and this is how she turned out. She's so cute. She's like a little freaking pumpkin, and I just can't even stand it, you little pumpkin. I hope you guys really enjoyed this look. It was super fun to do this, minus all the mess, and stay tuned for tomorrow. I love you all so much.